So Saturday in the motor trade. It is now 2:05 and the day is only getting started really. Was up very early this morning. Usually we don't open up till 10 o'clock, but I had to get 2 cars NCT'd before we opened up today for their new customers. So I was up and at it early. I am really low on stock, so I'm going to Meath now, which is 2.5 hours away, with the recovery truck to pick up a new car that we're getting off one of my social media followers. A low mileage 5 Series. The guy bought it a month ago, only from a local dealer. And it turns out his missus can't get insured on it. So an expensive mistake for him. He should have got it checked out. But we're giving strong money because it's a good car and I know the dealer, he got it from buys from the same company we buy from. So it'll be worth paying the extra bit of money for it because I'm sure it'll sell quick and it'll give us no headaches. So a really busy end to the month of November as well. Sold 4 cars this month, which would be an okay-ish month on a normal okay-ish week on a normal month. But we're in November where you're never really going to set the world alight. So it's good to get stuff moved, but need to replenish the stock now. Have very little imports coming. Do have a Q5 coming from the north. Never had a Q5 in stock. S-Line automatic. Should sell well. So yeah, we'll go on the spin up to County Meath now and try and get this 5 Series. Here is my trusty steed. 09 Open Movano. The best bit of stock I ever got in. Bought it for 5.5 grand. She's got 190 miles on her. There's no aircon, there's no Bluetooth. It's so uncomfortable. My back does be in bits after driving it. But I absolutely love it. I'm not going to sell it. Right, so have my diagnostic tool, have my laptop to send the payment. The old Movano is looking well. We're ready to hit the road. So this will not be the most sturdy production and frame that you're going to see because this yoke is rough to drive. And I've just noticed water dripping from the lights in the roof. It's not good. I don't care. I'm keeping this machine. I love it so much. Genuinely. It's so reliable. And I've made a lot of money with this car, or with this truck. It would break my heart to upgrade it. There's a lot of water coming down from this thing. I've no idea what that's from. We had to get the beacon fixed recently, so maybe it's from that. I'm hoping I'll get the body workers to look at it Monday. Oh, that's not good. But anyway, I used to be in this machine a lot more when I first opened up. For the first year when I was a one-man band, I didn't have great contacts in the trade. I was buying, I would say, 70% of my stock off the private market. And it did not come as easy as it did now because, oopsie daisies, if you can't find it, grind it. It didn't come as easy as it does now because I didn't have the followers on social media. I used to be on done deal ringing people. I didn't know who I was ringing. I didn't know what the car was going to be like. To be fair, it was a bit more fruitful back then. There seemed to be a bit of value on done deal. Whatever it is in the last year and a half, there's a scarcity of good cars on the private market, I find. And it's become a lot harder. I rarely go on done deal anymore. And the odd time that I do, it's not often I get any joy. Where I get a lot of my private purchases from is from my social media following. So when I'm low on stock, I'll often put up an ad and I'll say, I'm buying cars in the next 2 days. If you want to sell your car and you want to sell it quick, contact me. And I could get somewhere between 50 to 70 inquiries over those 2 or 3 days. And I might end up buying 2 cars, but they'll always be good cars. I'll be offered a wide mix of stuff. There'll be cars I can cherry pick. When I'm low on stock, I try and make it as easy as possible for the person I'm buying off as well. So in this case, spending my Saturday evening driving up to Meath because I'm desperately low on stock. I need something on the forecourt, and I don't want to lose the car, and I don't want to try and get them to come down to me, because it'll just make it less attractive of a deal for them. So I want to do everything I can to get this deal done. It's my favourite part of the job, being out on the road. You're away from the office, you're away from being in the office trying to do something when other people are coming in on top of you and you're getting distracted. I find that very frustrating. And don't get me wrong, anyone that comes into my office, I meet them with a smile, and I'm so glad that they're there. But it's just very hard to get anything done. Whereas when I'm in the recovery truck on the way to get stock, that's my only task. That's all I'm able to do. That's all I can do. It's fine. I have no choice but to just keep my eyes on the road and just daydream a small bit. And it's a nice little break from reality. I have a little touch of ADHD as well, so a lot of my distraction problems are my own fault. I find it very hard to get stuff done because I'm in the middle of doing paperwork, and then I'd be thinking, oh crap, I forgot to get back to that customer who might be interested in this car about their trade-in. I'll ring them, and then when I'm on the phone to them and I've that done, I'll think about something else paperwork related that I should have been doing in the meantime. I have a scatterbrain basically. So it's nice. It's kind of a little bit of a soother for my undiagnosed ADHD. And yeah, I really enjoy it. So I'm going to throw an old podcast on, and I'll pick up again when we get there and give you an old inspection of the car. Hopefully it's a good one. Got the car, she's absolutely spot on. Previous chap import. The guy only has it a month. He bought it from a dealer very local to me, and the dealer buys from the same auction as me, so I knew it was going to be good. He bought it thinking his missus on an L plate could get insured in it. She can't. He's after taking a big loss on it. I feel bad for him. I gave more than what I'd like. He bought this car at the worst time ever. He bought it just over a month ago. Since then, for whatever reason, and I don't know why, 5 Series have tanked in price. They've dropped like 2 or 3 grand. So there's been a serious market correction on them. Can't understand it. They're a savage car. But anyway, sometimes that happens. So he is taking, what did he take? A 7.5 grand loss in a month. And I'm not going to be making anywhere near 7.5 grand on it. I actually gave £1,000 more than what I would typically like to. But because I'm so low on stock, it's fine. I don't mind it too much. And I knew where the car came from. A friend of mine who owns a garage, just heard talking to your man, he actually offered him 2 grand less. And another sell your car website offered him 11 grand less. Like, where would you be going? I don't know how them we buy any car, like, how do they survive offering them stupid offers to people? How are they getting deals on? I don't understand it. But anyway, have you seen your man that does official bee food reviews? I'm here in Portlaoise Plaza now. Just stopped off for something to eat. It's about 6:30. It's fair funny. Little foxy fella. Basically, he eats takeaway every single night, and he gives everything a 10 out of 10. He's very kind. Just here in Portlaoise Plaza, super subs, chicken tikka roll. Yeah, it's good, 10 out of 10. Yeah. Wash down some water. Yeah, it's good, 10 out of 10. That's all for today's review, lads. Good man, good man. Another long day in the motor trade. It's now 8:30, 8:45. You'd want to really love it, and I do in fairness, but prime retail we got there. Beautiful 5 Series, only 100,000 kilometres. If this wasn't such a good, clean, fast sellable car, I wouldn't have spent my Saturday evening going getting it. It would have to be really prime stock to drag me out this late on a Saturday. But heading off to the pub now for a pint. Then I must go lodge a check in Cashel because the one in Clonmel was broke. And I don't want to carry it around with me for the weekend. And then I'll head home. Funny one, I saw a comment on a post I did earlier. This guy, Peter, like, this guy clearly doesn't have a job. The most basic entry level employee will understand in order to get his wage, the business has to make a profit. Social media really does crack me up sometimes, but anyway, off to enjoy my pint. I'll show you more of this car on Monday, and not a good week down the motor trade. We'll see what next week has to offer. So it's now Sunday. I had planned to take the day off, but something popped up in work. A car that we bought from a good supplier of ours up the country. It was collected by the transportation company last night, and the owner of the transportation company happens to be on the road delivering to another garage in Tipperary. So they're going to swing by here and drop off a car that we've bought. I was going to go to the gym in Clonmel anyway today, so kind of worked out fairly well. While I'm in here, I'll tidy up the yard and I'll pull down the car that we got last night. Give you a look at that. This is not a part-time job. This is very full on. It's often 7 days a week, at the minimum 6 days a week. But it's great to be busy in November and December. Last year, I was struggling to get stock. Sales weren't great. It was pretty depressing. I'm a kind of guy that works on momentum. I need to be very, very busy all the time, or my thoughts get a little bit dark. So I promised myself this year, towards the tail end of the year, I was not going to get lethargic. I was not going to get lazy. I was going to stay positive and focus on doing content or working on the business or using the free time to plan for next year and just try and progress the business, try and do something productive. And it kind of has a knock-on effect. When you're doing all that kind of stuff, busy leads to busy, as they say, and it's really refreshing to be kept going this time of year. I really am enjoying it. Right, so this car took ages to start there. It may have been traded in with an issue. I've this car traded off to another garage in Wexford. When you're dealing with machines, there's always issues, and people do trade in cars with issues. Now look, could just be a weak battery, might be no big deal, so won't get too worked up yet, but another job for Monday morning. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you know. You have to be careful with these because of the front lip. They're quite low and there's about a centimetre in the difference of catching the lip. A lot of the 3 Series, especially the G20s, you can't get them up in the recovery truck. Same with the 4 Series as well. Many a lip has been taken off by myself trying to get cars up in the truck. And yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare. Just need to watch it. Here we are now. Nice Arteon there. Good timing, good timing. So, got this nice Arteon just in, dropped down from a good contact up the country. Would you believe, it would seem like our bread and butter, but I've never actually had an Arteon in stock. This is an R-line, 100,000 miles on it. So mileage-wise, not the most desirable car in the world. And my strategy going forward for cars that aren't 100% desirable is to price them super sharp, take a small margin on them, and move them on quickly. I never wanted to be the cheapest in the country. We give an excellent warranty. We sell high quality stuff. So you can get cheaper out there, but you will not get a better service. That being said, unless a car is prime retail, low mileage, all the spec, it does linger on the forecourt if you're not super sharp online. So for the 20-25% of our stock that wouldn't tick every single one of the boxes, I'm going to be super sharp going forward. Less margin per car, but I think it'll help with cash flow, and I think it's a good strategy going into the new year. I was going to advertise this car today. It was owned by a valeter, so it's already valeted. I don't have to do anything to that car bar give it a check over, but I've enough fluting around done in here now today. Was chatting to the transportation owner, so going to head off now and spend some time with the family. Half 8 Monday morning, another week in the motor trade. Every Monday, and this is going to sound so corny, but every Monday morning when I wake up, I feel so fortunate not to have that Monday morning anxiety going into a place that you don't really want to be for the next 5 days. Work Saturdays, work Sundays. Sometimes it's hard. The majority of the time it doesn't feel like work at all. I'm very lucky. But anyway, what we have on the go today, our A7 sold last week. Forgot to mention that. So that is up in the workshop now. It was getting a fuel cap actuator sorted. I'm going to drop up the RT-on, get that back, get that into the NCT today or tomorrow. We have a Tiguan sold, need to get that into the NCT. I'm going to get back to about 14 or 15 inquiries that came in over the last day and a half between online, social media messages, WhatsApp messages, and see if we can get a few sales over the line. Also need to buy some stock, so I'll be on the auctions today, and I'll be getting back to private inquiries who are trying to sell as well. And we'll advertise our 5 Series that we got into stock yesterday or the day before. Miserable day outside, but a lot going on. Usually December is dead. We're starting it strong. Plenty of cars sold waiting to go out, so hopefully it's a half decent month. Right, this Duster. Let's see how she's starting today. Oh, first time. Know what was going on. Nothing wrong with the battery. What I was going to do is, if the battery was weak, replace it for the trader. Now, something like a battery would be general prep costs that you'd expect to have to do when you're prepping a car for sale. But the particular trader I'm selling this car to, we've often sent him on stuff unknowns to ourselves. There was issues with the cars, substantial issues, and often he didn't even say a word to us. We'd only hear about it a couple of months later in passing. He's an extremely good man to deal with. Sold him a car before with the head gasket gone. What he could have done, and I would have been open to it, is him just throwing it back to me. But he ended up doing some sort of a deal with someone, put a lot of effort into it, and he was able to recoup a lot of the money that I gave for that particular car. So you need to look after your traders. You don't want to treat them like crap. They are as important to me as some of my customers, because without them I can't get deals done. It's not the stock we sell. I don't want to be retailing everything that comes in the door. I want to stick to what works for me. So they help my business run smoothly, and they need to be looked after. So anyway, one less job for me to do today. Battery's all good in this machine. So we have the 523 cleaned up. Time to bring it into the showroom and take pictures for the online. People always ask me, how do I get cars in the showroom? This is how. We have the sliding doors here. So I'll just need to put new number plate frames on, put our disc surrounds on, dry it off with a microfiber chamois, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Throw an air freshener and a sticker up in the back window, and away we go. I'm recording stuff here in case you think I'm talking to you, alright? So, need the good phone back to take photos. That curtain cost me $2.5 grand, I think. I think it makes a big difference to the pictures. The car looks a lot better when it's dark under the light. If there's a bit of a glare coming in with the sun, it looks awful on the photos. So I think it was money well spent. I assume it has paid for itself at this stage. So this is our 523 M Sport, all cleaned up, pictures after being taken. This is the highest spec one in the country right now in a 2017. It is a cracker. You have your tilt and slide panoramic sunroof. Very sought after feature, very scarce to get the full panoramic. You've got Mission Impossible clocks. You've got a heads up display. Big fan of that feature. People do go mad for it. Again, not very common. You have got electric heated memory seats with lumbar support. Very few BMWs have lumbar support for some reason. I quite like it. My back is not the best. You also have adaptive headlights in the front. Adaptive headlights personally don't bother me too much, but massively sought after feature. People do go crazy for them. You've got an electric tailgate. Nice feature. You can use that with the key as well. You've got an electric steering column. You've got lane departure assist. You have adaptive cruise control. You've got all your usual M Sport bits and pieces then, such as ambient lighting, heated seats. You've got dual climate control, Bluetooth obviously, all the stuff you'd expect in the BMW M Sport of this era. On the exterior then, we have upgraded 20-inch alloys with the M Performance kit. I forgot to mention rear 360 cameras and front 360 cameras. That is a nice feature. Really, really nice. A mountain of service history to go with it. It's priced at $26,950. I don't think this car will last in stock too long. And the reason being is, even though it's always bucketing rain here, people go crazy for a sunroof. So yeah, that's all the crack. What else we have going on is I have to go to a customer's house tonight because her car failed the NCT before she was coming to collect on Saturday on the headlights. So we had the headlights focused straight after. I'm going to pick the car up from her door, get the car NCT'd at 8 o'clock in the morning before work, drop the car back to her before she has to go about her day and I have to go about mine. I could have just sent her out, there probably wouldn't have been a bother, but I think these are the nice little personal touches that go a long way, and it's not that much hassle to me. Slightly out of my way on the way home, get up early in the morning, no big deal. I like an excuse to get up early anyway, or else I just sleep in for an extra half an hour, and that usually does me no good anyway. So apart from that, I hope it's a good week. Few cars going out, need to buy more stock, lots of inquiries on the go. So we'll touch base in the coming days or weeks. Oh yeah, thanks for watching.